Eyes on me when I run, stacking wins, I'm never done. On the field, I'm number one. Pressure heavy, weigh a ton. Yeah.
Boom, welcome to the Man United stream. Hope you're doing well. It's Tuesday evening and we've got Champions League football for you. Yes, let me just sort my mic out. I'm late, but it's better to be late than not to arrive at all, right? So I'm here and we have got Chelsea v Barcelona. It's going to be an epic game. Either way, I'm not spotting any team really. If I had a favourite, I'd probably pick Barcelona. I want to see Barcelona cook, especially when we've got Garnacho playing and starting for Chelsea. I'm not hating on the guy, but I'm not looking at him thinking I want him to do really well tonight. Especially after yesterday, I'm hurting, guys. I'm in pain everywhere. And I want to overcome it by watching some of the football. Just trying to get my mind off what happened yesterday. And hopefully this watch along might help me recover from what happened yesterday. It might not. It might actually make me feel worse. I feel like it will make me feel worse because, I'm gonna watch the game and I'm gonna end up being like a bit like, well, do you know what? Oh, let me just sort my screens out. I'm going to bring you the lineups any minute now. So let me just give you a brief introduction. Obviously, welcome to the show. Make sure you hit the like on the stream. If you're not already a subscriber to the Man United stream channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button so you do not miss a thing ever. And the other thing is then you've got, obviously we do all United coverage, but as well as that, we do Champions League and things like that. And so this is a big game for Chelsea and a big game for Barca as well. You might think that they're doing pretty well in the Champions League, but they're not. I was looking at the Champions League rankings and I think Barca are just one spot above Chelsea. I think in 13th and 14th respectively. I'll have a look at that again just to confirm, but let's first go and quickly look at the lineups. Let me just see, is it pretty dark or is it just that screen? No, you can see me. It's not as dark as it looks on my screen. I prefer it slightly dark, slightly dim, slightly moody, shall we say. Anyway, let me go to the lineups and let me bring it to you on the screen. Hey, here we go. So that is the Chelsea lineup, guys. You've got Sanchez in goals, Gusto, Fofana, Chalobah and Cucurella as their defence. It's nice to see a forward defence, isn't it? Is it nice? Is it not nice to see? I'm going to try not to speak about United, but obviously that's going to be impossible. So that's their defence. A nice, solid back four. Then we've got Casado and James playing in CDM. Again, that's an interesting lineup there. Then you've got Estavo, Fernandez and Garnacho. And then finally you've got Neto as the striker. Let me see what I can bring up. If I can bring up the lineup for the Barca team. Where are they? Where's Barca gone? Where are you? Where's Barca? Oh, here we are. Here is Barca. No Marcus Rashford, by the way. Marcus Rashford is not starting. I'll keep you updated with all the other scorelines across Europe as well. Newcastle are in action. A few other clubs are in action as well. This is the Barca team. So you've got Garcia in goals. Then you've got Kunde, Arojo, Kobarasi and Balde as they four in the back. And then you've got Eric Garcia, De Jong as the two CDMs. 4-2-3-1. It's interesting how both teams are going to line up in this way. But I think Chelsea might be a little bit more fluid. But this is exactly how Barca will be lined up. And then you've got Yamal, Lopez and Ferran. And then you've got Lewandowski up front. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting game in a lot of ways. I think it's going to be a very interesting game. But I'm just thinking, am I on the right screen? I think I might, yeah. Newcastle are in action as well against Marseille away from home. That's going to be a very, very interesting game as well. I think Newcastle should have enough to to do the job on Marseille, but you never know. You never know. But anyway, guys, make sure you hit the like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. It's been a quiet day today. Quiet day, or a day of reflection after United's loss, and I've done a few videos, few streams, or a stream on yesterday's performance. And yeah, I feel a bit lost, to be honest with you. I feel a bit lost. I need some sympathy. I need some empathy. But there's not much going to come from anyone, is it? Let's be honest. No one really cares. No one cares because, you know, United are their own worst enemies. They're their own worst enemies. So yeah, look, Ruben Amorim, the players, they've got a lot to answer to. A lot to answer to. And I'm not going to allow anyone to talk me out of my anger. There's many times before where I just allow people to just come and tell me, oh, it's not too bad, don't worry about it, you know, it's not Ruben Amorim's fault, it's not the players' fault, and we're still doing good, and, you know, it's still an improvement from last year, and things like that. And I just think, no, I feel like I'm just being conned. I feel like I'm being conned, and I'm just allowing others to just tell me that it's okay, it's fine. Just because you're getting ripped off doesn't matter. Just take it. Let the abuse continue. It's like I'm in an abusive relationship and I'm just getting abused every other week, and then one week I have a nice week with them and they don't abuse me. But the week after, then the week after, I'm back they're back at it again. But I'm being told by everybody around me, just accept it. It's okay. It's, you know, it's the done thing. But I've had enough. I've had enough of watching United play the way they do. And the more I think about it, the more I start looking and questioning what was going on in the players' heads and Ruben Amorim's head. They had one extra man, yet they kept the defence as it is, they kept the midfield as it is, and they kept the strike as it is. They stayed in their positions, did not take any risks whatsoever. They didn't bother going and putting that extra attacker on or doing anything. Just ridiculous. Anyway, coming back to this game, guys, players are out, Barcelona out, so are Chelsea. It's going to be an interesting game. The reason why I was doing a watch along on this one is because I realised that this is going to be it's going to be interesting, because we're going to find out what Chelsea are really up to. Are they a class team, or are they just fooling us? Are they fooling us in the Premier League? Or will Barcelona are missing a few key players as well. There's no Pedri, there's no Gavi. The midfield looks slightly weak for Barcelona, which is odd to say, but they have got De Jong in there. I think they'll still have a lot about them. I think obviously Yamal, watching him play again and cook will be interesting. Will Cucurella be able to? Is it Cucurella? No, it won't be Cucurella, will it? It'll be who's it? Who's on there? I've even forgotten now. I've forgotten. That's not their team. Let me see. It's Gusto. No, it'll be Cucurella. Yeah, it'll be Cucurella who'll be taking hold of Yamal. He's a Spanish teammate, so he might know quite a bit about him. He might actually do a job on him. So the team lineup is, as we confirmed, Gusto, Fofana, and Chalobah, Cucurella in defence. You've got James and Caicedo in CDM positions, and Estavo, who's had a very, very good season so far. Enzo, and of course Garnacho getting a start is massive as well. And then Neto up front, and they are lining up as a 4-2-3-1 formation. I think it suits them. I think this will be a very solid formation. Caicedo obviously makes them tick. He is the man who is going to make sure that Barcelona don't ride all over Chelsea. But yeah, let's wait and see. Kickoff ready to kick off anytime now. Araujo walking up to the referee with is it yeah, it's Reece, isn't it? Yeah, Reece is coming up. Both captains shaking hands and getting ready for the kickoff. Yeah, James is handing over the club, whatever it's called. I don't even know what they call it now. But yeah, Barcelona look solid, man. Koundé, Balde in the right back and left back positions. Fermin, Eric, and De Jong. So they're playing a 4-3-3 formation. Barcelona. So you've got Yamal and Ferran and Lewandowski. That's a deadly attack, man. I'm not going to lie. Ferran's been playing really well as well and getting some good goals. They've got a strong bench as well. They've got Rafinha on the bench. They've got Rashford. They've got Olmo as well. They've got some very, very good, decent players on the bench. And do you know what? Coming back to talking about the bench and talking about United yesterday, I mean, we didn't even have any options off the bench. You know, we didn't even have any options off the bench that we could look at and say, do you know what? Oh, yeah, throw him on, and we can maybe get a goal from him. Nothing. We are so in trouble, guys. And I've been saying it for weeks, but I think many fans don't want to hear it because, look, let's be honest, you don't want to hear negative news. You want to be positive. You always want to look at the bright side of things because that's human nature. And you're always thinking, right, okay, do you know what? What's the positive? What can we do? What can we do with these players? And frankly speaking, we're shafted. We're shafted because we haven't got any options. We've got players who are going to go off to the OFCON. We've got players who are out injured like Sesko. And we haven't got any options off the bench. So he hasn't got any players. So yeah, when he talks about bringing academy players up to the first team, I think what he means is having academy players on the bench because we won't make the full squad. That's what he's saying. He's not saying that he's going to start them in any way. But anyway, we're getting the kickoff. Let me start the timer because I always forget. To start the timer. Here we go. Off we go. First half kickoff. Chelsea with the ball. Barca pressing them high up the pitch. Immediately getting the ball back, and it goes. There's been some classic games with Chelsea and Barca. I mean, in the past. Look, anything remotely like them would be a fantastic game today. But of course, at that time, the rivalry was massive between Barca and Chelsea in the Champions League. They didn't get on. They didn't like each other. I'm sure it was Mourinho at the time who was the manager as well, so he had that extra element as well. And the kickoffs between the teams were crazy, and the games were insane, man. Drogba's and Iniesta's and Xavi and Messi being part of the Barcelona team at that time. A great Barcelona team, one of the best, right? But yeah, De Jong's on the ball now. De Jong's found his way back into this Barcelona team under Hansi Flick. I mean, he started playing a lot more football under the new manager, and he seems to be like the main go-to midfielder now, next to either Xavi or Pedri. Yeah, what's happened here? It looks like Chalobah fouled Lewandowski. Lewandowski's on the floor. And Lewandowski, man, this guy just keeps on giving. He is non-stop. You think that he'd probably slow down, and you think he's probably on his way out, but he is still cooking, man. He's still getting the goals for Barca, still doing a job, and he would still walk into many top European teams. Yeah, he is brilliant. Actually, there's talk about Harry Kane apparently being scouted by Barca, a possible move for him. I can't see that happening. I can't see that happening with Barca taking. I mean, why would they do that with Lewandowski or at their club, unless they're looking at Lewandowski and thinking he's going to be off out, so might as well go and get a like for like replacement. Foul on Reece James, and Chelsea have the ball back once again. Chelsea, are just I don't know. Garnacho looks weird, man. He's back to his mousy coloured hair, brown mousy hair. No blonde anymore. Maybe someone's told him, right, you need to sort yourself out. Stop being all this drama. It's interesting because if Rashford was playing, it would be nice to have seen the interaction between Rashford and Garnacho. But anyway, Garnacho's on the ball here, takes a shot, left-footed shot. Chelsea with a chance, guys. Chelsea with a goal. Oh no, is it offside? Handball. Ref says it was a handball. Fofana, he's saying Fofana handballed it in the area. Oh my God, I thought that is crazy, because I thought that's a straight easy goal, man. It was just Garnacho took a shot, Just went all over the place. Ball was pinging left, right, and centre. And then he's, Garnacho took a shot from outside the area. It kind of gets blocked by a defender. And then Reece James, is it Reece James? No, it's Fofana. So Fofana, it hits Fofana's hand and the ball comes down and he controls it. And then he knocks it back into the area and Enzo then knocks it into goal. But to be fair, the Barcelona players were already putting their hands up saying it was a handball. So ref stopped it. And there you go. It's no goal. We thought for a moment there, we've got a dramatic start for Chelsea. I've got so many screens open up. I'm just closing all these screens down, guys. So if you're hearing a lot of clicking, it's because of my... Let me just check the score lines for the rest of the Champions League, guys. You know, let's keep it up to date with everything in the Champions League. Where are we? Lots of matches going on today. Lots of games. Where are we? Where's the Champions League? Oh, yeah. Actually, Man United under-21s are in action, by the way, as well. They're playing against Sully Hull. Oh, I thought Barça scored there. What the hell, man? This game's end-to-end so far. Good start. Good start, man. I'm trying to find the bloody Champions League games. Where are they? Yeah, it's live. Newcastle. Oh, here we go. It's only bringing up. Let me just refresh that because... Oh, here we go. So Newcastle have already taken the lead, guys. 1-0 to Newcastle at Marseille. I did say I think Newcastle have got enough to go and beat Marseille. They're playing really well recently. So Newcastle... We'll probably find it a little bit easy, you know what I mean? A little bit easy. Harry Kane, the move to Bayern has been one of the best decisions in my life. I think there's been lots of news on Harry Kane lately, talking about him possibly leaving, or whether he's going to stay at Bayern. I can't see him leaving, to be honest with you. I think he might. Harry Kane's one of those kind of players who just settles down in one. He wants to be a one. He wanted to be a one club player. If Spurs won anything, I think he would have stayed. But because Spurs, you know, they've been poor. I think Harry Kane had to leave. He had to leave, and obviously his contract and everything else, and his salary, all that talk about that, and so he left. But I can't see him leaving Bayern though. Now I can't see, unless Bayern want to sell him. I can't see Harry Kane wanting to leave. I think I think he'll like the fact that, look, he's guaranteed to win some trophies. He's helping Bayern Munich. He is pivotal for them. He's their key striker. Unless Bayern themselves think about switching him out, like they did with Lewandowski, saying, like, look, he's too old. Chelsea on the attack. Man, this is end-to-end stuff, by the way, guys. Any team can score. Barca are attacking, and so are Chelsea. No team is holding back. But anyway, coming back to Harry Kane, I can't see him leaving, guys. I might be wrong, but I just feel like I think he's just about started winning trophies. I don't think he'll want to leave. And trophies aren't guaranteed at Barcelona. Let's be honest. Right now, Barcelona in the Champions League, they've not been doing too well. In terms of... it's a bit of a rough game, guys. There's a lot of hard tackles going in here, man. Chelsea are pressuring Barcelona, not letting them play with the ball out, and Reece James with a shot directly at the goalkeeper. What that is crazy, man. That is crazy. They're playing some good football here, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Chelsea have come out of the blocks fast. They are ready for a war. They must have been watching United play. Do you know what the other thing about United and everything else about how the players were tired yesterday? What a load of rubbish. What a load of rubbish. The players were tired. Yeah, they only play one game a week, and the players are tired. Anyway, Barcelona now on the attack. Ferran on the ball, looking to cross it in. He doesn't and loses it, and Reece James plays it out straight to Neto. Neto on the ball now, trying to go past Araujo, but then he passes it to Garnacho, loses it to Kunde, and he goes back to their goalkeeper, and he's knocked it out. And Ferran is chasing it down with Gusto as well, but Gusto will probably get to that, and he does, but he kicks it, and it goes out for a throw-in to Barcelona. Great stuff. Let me just see what we can check out what's going on elsewhere. So the update is it's 0-0 everywhere else. Man City are in action against Bayer Leverkusen as well. Napoli are in action against Karabag. But the only goal in the Champions League tonight so far in the first 9-10 minutes has been by Newcastle away from home in Marseille. So they've had a great start, and and this game has looked very lively. I must admit, I was expecting a slow start to the game, thinking maybe the teams might just be checking each other out, seeing what they're going to play like, but nope, they've been going 110 miles per hour. Both teams. Barca are now getting slightly more into the game with the ball, playing the ball, and they're passing. Bloody hell, it's brilliant. Oh my God, man. Kunde to Yamal driving forward. Oh, that ball just about got cut off by Cucurella. Barcelona now, they've not started well. In the first, I'd say, 5-10 minutes, Chelsea have been the more aggressive, and they did put the ball back in the net, but it was disallowed for handball. But Barca now, when they get onto the ball and they start putting the passes together, they look deadly, man. They're smooth. They're passing smooth. The crazy thing about Barca is that they've got, even their right back, wing backs, whatever you want to say, the centre backs, every single one of them can drive forward and dribble with the ball and take the ball forward and pass it like a top player. You get it? No player in the Barca team looks weak when it comes to passing or dribbling. Now Balde just driving forward, it just goes past two Chelsea players, just easy. This is it. Once you start seeing Barca play, they can cut open any team. Oh, that's it. I was going to check the Champions League standings because I wanted to see. Chelsea trying to get the ball back now off Barca, but they can't. Anyway, so the standings are this, Bayern number 1. They've won 4 games, lost no games. Crazy. So they are the how many teams? There are 3 teams that haven't lost any games. Bayern, Arsenal, and Inter. All 3 of them joint top. Bayern on top because of goal difference, and then it's Arsenal, and then it's Inter Milan. That's really, really impressive, I must admit. That's crazy, man. Then you got Newcastle, who have won 4, lost 1. Barcelona on the attack here. Ferran to De Jong. De Jong passes it out to Yamal, who's not seen much of the ball, but whenever he has had the ball, he looks bloody dangerous. He looks so good. Really difficult one to mark. The ball sticks to his feet. That's the crazy thing. He is just brilliant. His decision making is brilliant. He crosses it in there brilliantly, but who's that? Barcelona players down. That was a brilliant cross, man. I've got to say that was a very good cross, and I think it was Lopez who went in there and then has gone down. I can't see it. Is it Lopez? Yeah, it is Lopez. Yeah, it's Lopez. At first I thought it's it's Lopez who went down. He was Chalobah just about puts him off, but you could argue that was a foul in the area, but it's not been given, and Chelsea survive. Chelsea survived this dangerous moment. I mean, Barca have started cooking, guys. I've started playing now. Chelsea, this is it. I was before I turned the game on, I was like, right, okay, this is going to be a great test to see if Chelsea are actually a very good team or a good team, and can they play at home against Barca and keep them at bay. And Barca's bench looks insane as well. Yamal with a cheeky ball attempted to play through to Lewandowski, but it doesn't work out, and it goes straight to Sanchez, who collects it, and he's ready. Anyway, what was I doing? I was checking the Champions League table out, wasn't I? So let's look at the table. So it's Bayern Munich, Arsenal, Inter, Newcastle in fourth. Then it's Man City in fifth. Then it's PSG. Then it's Real Madrid in 7, Liverpool in 8, Galatasaray in 9, and then we get Barcelona in 10. And then we've got Chelsea in 12th. So they're not far apart. I think they've both played 5, won 2, drawn 2, and lost 1. Yeah, so I think they're only there on goal difference. Barcelona are above. So it's really tight there in that Champions League. So this is a must-win game really for any of these two teams. They need to win this game to keep the pressure up and move up on the table. But the teams like Bayern and Arsenal, I think we are doing I'm doing a watch along tomorrow. I'm sure it's it's Bayern v Arsenal. That's going to be a crazy game, right? It's going to be a crazy game. I want to see what happens there. You know, obviously I'm going to be spotting Bayern. Do not want Arsenal to be winning. Anyway, the game now has kind of gone into a phase where Barca are seeing a lot more of the ball, but Chelsea are just roughing them up, shall we say. They're not taking any prisoners, just that Sanchez coming out, and again Paul Lopez once again, Ferran Lopez just gets injured again. He's been taken out. Top goal scorers in the Champions League are Osimhen with 6, Haaland with 5, and Harry Kane with 5. Crazy, man. I didn't even realise Osimhen was on that many goals. But Galatasaray are in 9th position, so they are doing pretty well so far. You know, and I was shocked that no one signed Osimhen, you know. Now I was thinking back yesterday, and I was thinking, my God, why didn't we go and sign a secondary striker? Why didn't we? It's like I know everything that's to come. It's like I'm sat there watching United play, and I'm like, do you know what? We need another striker. We needed another striker. I said it in the summer. Transfer window. We need another striker. Go and get another striker. Sesko's not going to be the only one who can do a job for us. Anyway, Chelsea. Is he offside? He's offside. Enzo's offside. Getting him behind the Barca defence, but Barca were playing a high line, but they caught him offside. Anyway, you know, Barca have got options off the bench as well. They've got Rashford who can come on. He's been having a fantastic season for him. There's still talk about obviously Rashford. How much is he gonna go for? I mean, I can't see him coming back to United under any circumstances unless like Ruben Amorim leaves or something, or gets a sack, and then the new manager comes in and he gets on with him. But I still can't see that happening, because from what I've heard, it's Rashford's not just upset with the management, he's upset with the ownership and just the way things have been ran at United. And I was watching, I was reading a quote actually. I might have it actually. Let me bring that up whilst we're watching the game. Let me see where it is. Okay, where are we? More. Here we go. I saved it because I was like, okay, this is quite interesting. This. Let me see. So I was reading this quote, which was really interesting. So this is Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt on The Good, the Bad, and the Football. I've not heard of that podcast, but there's so many podcasts these days with all of them jumping on, like, you know, the overlap, and everyone's doing their own. And you've got, Gary Lineker and Shearer and Mika Richards. We've got them doing their podcast. I enjoy it because it kind of, it's a new age, isn't it? It's a new age. That is the way football is going now. You know, not many people still watch Football Focus, is it, on Saturdays or things like that. That's all that we used to have before. Now you've got several different options and you can just click on them and watch them. But anyway, coming back to this new story, it says here, so in this interaction, you've got Scholes, and he says, this is what he says. He says, I don't know anyone at the club anymore. I don't have access to get tickets, which I'm happy to pay for. I had a lad at Salford looking to go to the United game this week. And my 4 season tickets are in use. So I had to ring a ticket tout in order to get tickets. So Nicky Butt says, I missed 3 games with my season ticket and got an email saying they were going to cancel it. I rang the office where they asked who was I, and then and when I told them I was Nicky Butt, they hadn't a clue who I was. I only played 450 games for them, so United. Do you know when you lose contact with your legends, and these guys were legends of the club, right? Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, is where you know we're going in the wrong direction. And do you know who's done this? Ineos have done this. Ineos have come in and completely severed the links with Sir Alex Ferguson. Well, you know, officially, obviously Sir Alex Ferguson's still there and he's still turning up, but they've severed all official links, and there's no official club dialogue with ex-players, ex-legends like this. They shouldn't be having to say this kind of stuff. This spells trouble for me. This tells me that the club are going in a direction where they don't really care about the past anymore. And you've got to know where you're coming from. If you want to replicate what we did in those days, you need them players. The new players need to see the club that they're representing. They need to see the likes of Roy Keane and things like that and have them around so they can understand that, look, it's simply not good enough not to work hard at the club. And right now, I feel like the players are being protected by the ownership, by the management, and the players are just getting away with murder. They're just getting away with doing nothing, absolutely nothing. They can just turn up, play like they did yesterday against 10 men, and get away with it. Get completely away with doing nothing. And then you still got some fans as well who come out and are happy to defend the performance yesterday. And they're still talking about, oh, it's not too bad. It wasn't too bad. I heard someone say today, we've still got hope of doing well this season. That's what I heard from one fan, and I was like, oh my God, we are shafted if that's what fans think. And let's be honest, there's a large proportion of Man United fans who think that. Anyway, free kick to Chelsea here, gone off a bit there. It's a goal to Chelsea as well, is it? He's offside. Enzo again, that's twice he's put the ball back of the net, and twice he's been called offside. Twice he's been called offside, guys. It's a good free kick there. Good free kick from Chelsea, but he was way offside, way offside. I mean, there was actually 3 Chelsea players all offside. Or was it? Actually, maybe not. I don't think he was offside. Oh, replay that again, guys. Replay that again. I don't think he was offside. No, they're not showing the replay. Or are they now? Or are they checking VAR? Yeah, goal check VAR. I think he's not offside, you know. I think that's a goal for Chelsea. I think that is a goal for Chelsea because he comes from a position of not being offside. That's a goal, guys. That is a goal. Was the other Chelsea player interfering in play though? It looks like Caicedo. Was it Chalobah? Yeah, Chalobah moves out of the way from the ball. He could have headed it, but he doesn't. And the VAR check is over because they've deemed it that Chalobah was interfering in play, even though Enzo was not in an offside position. And if Chalobah wasn't there and the ball had come straight through, I think it would have been a goal. But Chalobah interfered in play and therefore was given offside. Anyway, Pedro in now. What a pass by Estavo, man. This is oh my God, how did he miss that? How did he miss that? He was through on goal. Pedro Neto. What a ball by Estavio, though. This is insane, man. He just cut up the Barcelona defence. Beautifully weighted pass as well. He had so many options, Pedro. He could have played it across to Garnacho as well. Doesn't. He had a clean shot on. He should have got it on target. I mean, the keeper was just stood there waiting, thinking, "Damn, this could go anywhere," and he completely skies it. Completely skies it. OMG! What a miss, man. Chelsea are going to regret these chances. You're not going to get many chances like this against Barca, surely. This is crazy. Anyway, Barca now on the attack, but it gets blocked and it goes out for a throw-in to Chelsea. Wow. That was a big miss in my opinion. Yeah, so coming back to what I was talking about, Paul Scholes and Nicky Butt talking about not getting tickets for the game and not having any interaction with the club anymore. That's insane, man. That's crazy. I can't believe that they're in a position where no one in the club, they've got no links with the club. That's just insane, isn't it? I mean, to have played that many games and won that much for the club, how can you not have any links with the club or, have like someone to speak to at the club? It's crazy. And that's Ineos. That is Ineos. Ineos have come in and they've cut all ties with everybody. They've cut all ties. They're not interested in bringing on ex-players as advisors or anything like that. They don't care. They don't care. Which is, to me, madness. It's madness to me. I mean, how can you not take advantage of these legends who are still around? We're not talking about, legends who are, past it or too old to, come out and help out and stuff. These guys were just not long ago playing for United and winning everything that we could as a club. Another chance for Chelsea. Chelsea are on it, guys. Chelsea are on it. And Enzo is the one who's causing a lot of issues for Barca. They're not picking him up. There's no one picking Enzo up. He just kind of gets in there between the midfield and defence, and he's the one who's just, everything's falling to so far. And I think he's been a bit unlucky with the second goal that's been ruled offside. Cucurella, another chance here, guys. Crosses it in. This time it's a goal. It's a goal. This time this will stand. Pedro Neto back heels it in. It's a goal. It is a very, very... Is it? Yeah, is it Pedro Neto? Yeah, it is Pedro Neto. Chelsea score, guys. It was coming. It was coming. That was coming. I could have... Like I said, I kept saying to you, it looks like they're gonna score. It looks like they're going to score. Chelsea are going to score. Chelsea have been knocking at the door for quite some time, and they've scored, man. They have scored. Brilliant goal. Garnacho to Cucurella. That looks a little bit offside to me, man. That looks offside. Cucurella looks offside to me. But once he does get the ball, he drives forward and then cuts it back in again, and Pedro Neto just almost... Does he back heel it? Yeah, he kind of flicks it in. It's a good goal. It's a good goal. He flicks it in, and it kind of goes to Ferran Torres. It kind of knocks into his feet, and then Kunde it might even be an own goal, guys. You know that. It knocks into Ferran Torres, then it knocks into Kunde, and then it goes in. So yeah, it's an own goal by Kunde. So yeah, 1-0. The goal stands, and yeah, 28 minutes passed, and Chelsea have broken the deadlock. And to be honest with you, they deserve it. Chelsea have been the better team. Barcelona haven't really threatened Chelsea's goal or Sanchez. I can't think of one save that Sanchez has had to make. Very, very good start by Chelsea. They must be over the moon. They must be over the moon right now. The fans will be, I'm sure. Anyway, so yeah, Nicky Butt, Scholes, talking about them, you know, not having access to the club anymore. Sad days, guys. Sad days. I mean, I'm not happy with that. I'm not happy with that, and especially not the way things are looking like right now as well. Chelsea back on the attack here. Enzo with the ball, 1-on-1, plays it across to Garnacho. This is a good chance for Garnacho if he can get it on his left foot. He gets a shot off and he gets blocked. Goes to Reece James, who shoots, and it goes wide. Chelsea are looking for the second goal, man. They're looking like they want to kill off this game in the first half. And yeah, that's the way you should do it. When you're on top, you take full advantage of it. You do not get one goal and sit back and just, yeah, call it a day. And I'm hinting at United here, by the way, if you're not already getting. I'm hinting at it's at United. United are, you know, on my mind constantly right now. I'm always thinking, and if only we flipping won yesterday, man. I'm gutted, and I can't even explain to you how I feel about it, because yeah, it might be a bit controversial. It might be a little bit controversial. Many people don't like, you know, controversy. They like it nice and easy. They like things steady, shall we say. Anyway, let's check in on scores around the Champions League. Right, okay, let's refresh. So we've got Bodo Glimt, who are 1-0 ahead against Juventus. Then we got Chelsea obviously leading. Then we got Bayern Leverkusen leading against Man City at the Etihad Stadium, guys. 1-0. That is a very interesting scoreline. And of course, Newcastle with the early goal against Marseille are in the lead there. So them are your score roundups from the rest of the Champions League games tonight. But that's some interesting scorelines. I mean, Man City losing to Bayer Leverkusen at home. That's very interesting. Is that foul on Yamal? No. Chelsea carry on. Chelsea breaking forward again. I mean, every time Chelsea are getting the ball, they are going forward at speed. It looks like Aurora was getting a yellow card for barging into the referee and making a point of something or another. And he does. Is it a yellow card? Yep. It is a yellow card for Rojo. Okay, guys, yeah, so interesting half, man. Interesting half. I get bored of watching these kind of games, man, because I'm not going to lie. I only like watching United play. I only get excited watching my own club play, but look, Barca's always a nice watch, but Barca haven't been really playing well. Chelsea have been playing a lot better than Barca. They've not had really any problems dealing with Yamal or anybody else. I feel like Ferran doesn't really give them options down that wing. I would have played Rashford. I don't understand why he's not played Rashford. You know, Rashford, having played against Premier League teams, knows exactly what to expect from Chelsea. Should have played. But anyway, Balde back to his goalkeeper, Diego Leon, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah. And then it goes to... Oh, they lose it. Barcelona have lost it. Chelsea are flying in with tackles, man. They've not held back. They've just been going crazy with the tackles. They just fly in, sliding, getting the ball off Barca in the midfield. Barcelona haven't been able to get up to speed. Now Balde is running straight through the middle of the pitch, takes it right onto the edge of the penalty area for Chelsea. Ball comes in, crossed in, and it goes to Yamal, who tries to have a shot, but it kind of rolls slowly to Sanchez, who picks it up, and is now holding on to it and taking it easy, which why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? With a 1-goal lead and Chelsea playing that the way they are. Garnacho on the ball, looking up. Oh, he tries to play the ball forward, but doesn't, and then it goes to Enzo. Enzo plays across field to Estavio. He's got some slick movement, this kid, man. He is going to be a very, very good player. Garnacho, shoot. Whistle's gone already. Whistle's gone. I think it's offside. So, yeah, man, Chelsea look dangerous. Chelsea look dangerous. They've got Pedro Neto, who's alive to anything. That's, brilliant goal. Let's see. This is the offside I was saying about Cucurella, but now they're checking the lines and they've said, look, he was onside. He was not offside. Fair enough. It's good. It was a good flick by Pedro. Obviously, the defenders got in the way, but here, Barca are on the attack. They've got a chance here, guys. And Barca on the attack. They've caught Chelsea off guard here. Yamal getting into the area, but Cucurella defends it well. I think it goes out for a goal kick. Yamal not too pleased, man. Does he get it or does it? I think that was a corner, man. I think that was a corner. But Chalobah and Cucurella celebrating like they've won the game already. That's how much it meant to them. The ball to go out for a goal kick and defending against Yamal. I mean, Chelsea haven't been troubled defensively. They've not been troubled. They've had a decent half. I mean, on target, Chelsea have had 1 shot and Barca have had 2 shots on target. That's interesting. That I wouldn't have put that down. But Chelsea have had 4 shots on goal, only 1 on target, which is crazy. But yeah, they've had some very good chances though. It's the first chance for Pedro. He should have put that in the net, or at least got it on target. I'm shocked he didn't even get it on target. Good game. I'm enjoying this game. It's been entertaining stuff. Let's just check. Anything else change on score lines? Nothing's changed on there. Now, in other news, whilst we're watching the game, we can cover. I will do a show tomorrow morning about this as well. But we've got some news about United hiring Carl Macaulay as a new head of senior scouting. Club searching for appointment in recruitment department since July to report to Christopher Vivell. Competitive process. Macaulay well regarded for work at Brighton, Chelsea and West Ham. So he's coming from Brighton and he's a highly regarded scout. Yeah, good. We need players, but no point in scouting them if we can't afford them, right? There's no point in scouting all these players when Ineos on the Glazers are not willing to put any money into it. And yeah, it doesn't fill you with confidence when Ruben Amorim comes out and says stuff like, "Oh, we might not sign anyone in January." Like after yesterday's performance, you'd think that they need a whole new team, but clearly the people who are in charge, they are happy to allow this current form to continue. I don't know how, but that's, I guess, the standards that they've been allowed to get away with. They've set these standards and they've been allowed to get away with them. I don't think in any other top European club would you be allowed to get away with what we're doing at United right now. No way. You would have complete uproar. But United they've slowly, psychologically, just made us believe that this is it. This is the best it's gonna get. So and most fans are now either completely immune to the fact that it could get any better, or they don't care. Most fans don't care. Most fans see United as a tourist attraction. Anyways, Chelsea on the attack again. Pedro on the ball. Thought about shooting, but then doesn't. Plays it to Garnacho on the left wing, cutting back in again. Garnacho, to be fair, has looked pretty sharp as well. Like fast. I mean, and direct. So when he's getting the ball, he's actually running into the area with it. He's doing what, it's like he's playing with a lot more freedom. And something that we do not have. Barcelona. Balde, look at that speed, man. Balde is rapid. He got fouled there by Gusto, and he's surely going to get a yellow card, which he does. That is crazy. That is crazy. Balde, man. This guy is fast. He is rapid. Even Gusto, who is in his own right a fast player, could not keep up. And he's out of breath, Gusto. Gusto's going to have a hard work if that continues with Balde. Balde, my God, that was some change of pace, man. He just put on his scoot. He just went flipping like 100 miles per hour within seconds. Like, woof! The rocket, like a rocket, he flew off. Stavio on the ball. He's got some skill, this kid, man. He's really good on the ball. I like him. I've seen him play a couple of times now, but do you know what? He's just got really good control over the ball. Gets the ball and it doesn't go far from his feet, and just he can take players on. He's a tricky customer. Anyway, Gusto's down. Have I been calling him Gustavo? That's too funny, is it? Calling him Gustavo. I've made up my own name for Gusto. Anyway, just re-showing the goal again. So Pedro Neto flicks it, and it was going in, but it hits Ferran Torres, who thinks he's cleared it, and then it hits Kunde, who's just in front of him, and then it goes back and rebounds back into the goal again. So it's fortunate for Chelsea, or unfortunate for Barca, but either way, I think Chelsea deserved the goal. Chelsea did deserve the goal. De Jong to Balde. What a turn, man. What a turn. Balde is sick. He's playing so good. Wow. That is crazy, man. Crazy agility. He just literally kept the ball. That is so good. With 3-4 Chelsea players all trying to take it off him. And he just does a Cruyff turn, and wow. What a player. He's back on the ball again. He's tired though. He's signalling to someone. He's shattered. Anyway, ball goes straight through the whole team, and it ends up in Sanchez's hands. Cole Palmer not playing today. I don't think he's even on the bench, guys. He's injured, so he is just watching from the sidelines, like all the Chelsea players do. They sit right behind the Chelsea bench. They don't get put up in a director's box or anything. They get to sit right behind the Chelsea team. I think that's pretty cool. I like that. I like the fact that they get to sit right there with their teammates despite being injured, rather than sitting up in the director's box or something, and just not being there. Anyway, Lewandowski's just pushed over Chalobah, and it's a foul to Chelsea. There they're showing Marcus Rashford, in his all masked up and hooded up, just sat there on the bench, keeping warm, probably finding it a little bit cold compared to what the temperature's like out in Barcelona. You know, he's probably enjoying the weather out in Barcelona compared to how it is in the UK, which is Fair enough. It's freezing. It's freezing here. He's probably not used to it now. He probably quickly got used to the lovely sunny climate, warm climate of Barcelona. That's a foul. Who's it? Is it Araujo's got sent off, guys? Araujo's got his second yellow, and the captain has been sent off for Barcelona. It's going from bad to worse here for Barca. Hansi Flick does not look happy. What a silly, silly tackle by Araujo, who was already on a yellow card. What was he thinking? Just stupid. I think it's on Garnacho as well, but if you're on a yellow card, you don't go in for them kind of challenges. You can't. And his first yellow card, do you know when he got the yellow card by from the ref, you knew immediately that was a silly yellow card. And that is a silly yellow card. I mean, he's gone in there. It's a harsh yellow, but it is a yellow. And you could see the whole Chelsea bench and the fans kicking off, knowing full well that he's on a yellow, and he's got two yellows. He's off. So Barca are in deep trouble, guys. Barca are in deep trouble. They've not looked the same since they played PSG. They've not looked the same team. They've struggled, and they've struggled. They have struggled. So we've got 2 minutes of extra time before first half finishes. Now Chelsea are playing with against 10 men of Barcelona. Let's see if they can make this advantage count, unlike Man United last night, right? Unlike United last night, who couldn't make the advantage count for the against Everton. But anyway, Barca, I think they're going to have to shift things up. Maybe take off an attacker and put on another. I think they have. Or they'll probably see it out, actually. They'll see it out till half time and then bring on somebody else. I think Garcia's dropped in to the centre-back position for now. Oh, dramatic game, guys. Dramatic game. I wasn't expecting this to be this one-sided. Chelsea have looked comfortable. Chelsea have looked like a team in control. Barca have just not been at the races. And here we go again. Pedro counter-attacking Barca. And he just about gets blocked. And it goes out for a throwing to Barca. Reece James on the ball. Can't believe that. Okay, end of the first half, guys. The first half has just finished. Right, let me go. Let me stop this timer. Stop it. Stop the timer. Yes, guys. Right, so we have... Yeah, okay, it's 1-0 to Chelsea, guys. They've been playing all right. They've been playing good. Let me just go and check out the scores elsewhere as well. Let me see if anything has changed anywhere else. We've got half-time in the Bordeaux, Glimt and Juventus game. And Bordeaux are 1-0 ahead. Then you've got the next game is Chelsea, obviously 1-0 ahead with Barcelona with the red card. And then you've got Man City, who are losing to Bayern Leverkusen half-time there as well. Newcastle up 1-0 against Marseille. It seems like it's not a heavy scoring day in the Champions League. There's not been many goals, has there? Not been many goals. I was hoping for more goals, to be honest with you. I think it makes it more interesting. It's been a very quiet Champions League, I'd say. Been a very quiet, somber Champions League. Maybe reflecting my mood as well in the Champions League. I mean, I missed Champions League nights, I must admit. It's been sad to not be involved in them. Not being involved in the Champions League, guys. Yeah. It's just, what can I say? What can I say? One of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it. That's it for. I always get to half time and I think, oh, can I be bothered doing the second half? I just end up thinking, oh, forget it. Like, you know, the score's the score, and yeah, this, yeah. Anyway, that's I always start thinking that. I always think, oh, I've had enough now. I've had enough. Call it a day on the stream. The game's not looking any better. Man United are not in action. I can only really watch United play, or yeah, I can only watch United play. I know it sounds bad, but I just get sick of you know, all the other teams because I've got no interest in them. Anyway, half time, but Chelsea have looked comfortable, man. Chelsea have looked very comfortable in what they've been doing so far. Let me see what else is going on around the Champions League. Champions League. Champions League. Yeah, Chelsea have played really well, man. I'm surprised. I'm surprised how well they've played, because they could have quite easily had 2 or 3 more goals. It could have been 3-0, and that's before the sending off, by the way. So it's not that the sending offs caused the collapse of Barcelona. Chelsea had is it 2 goals disallowed? I think there was 2 goals disallowed. One was a very early goal where Enzo was offside, but again, it could have gone either way. And then there was another goal disallowed, and this time Enzo was very close, because it could have gone either way, because it wasn't Enzo who was offside, it was just Chalobah who was offside, and he was said to have interfered in play, and that's why, you know, he didn't touch the ball, but he just got in the way of the ball and the goalkeeper, and it was called offside for that reason. And yeah, interesting though. Let me just see what is going on, man. What is going on in the kitchen? I mean, Chelsea fans are buzzing right now. Yeah, Chelsea fans are loving it, because their team looks very solid. Who's this? This is a goal by Newcastle, is it? Who scores for Newcastle? Is it Harvey Barnes again? Looks like Harvey Barnes. Yeah, Harvey Barnes, man. He's on fire for him, isn't he? Scored another goal. And then we've got Leverkusen against Man City. And it looks like Grimaldo scores this goal from his left back position. Oh, that's a nice goal. Solid shot, man. Just no nonsense. Drops to him. Just runs in with his left foot and smashes it in. Yeah, why not, right? Why not? Hey? Hey, let's talk of United being interested in Grimaldo as well, by the way. Hey, if only we had some decent players like that come in, and left backs and wing backs who can actually go up and score. But we haven't. So let's face it, we are crap. We are terrible. We have got issues. We've got issues, guys. We have got issues. Oh, man. Anyway, let me go and check what is going on in the lineups here, because I feel like Barca need to make some changes, man. They need to make some changes. If it was me, I would bring on a Rashford. Right, let's see. Champions League. We've got our live scores as well. Chelsea, Barcelona. So let's just check out the stats here, guys. So, yeah, Chelsea have had the same amount of shots with stats. Here we go. So it's been the same amount of possession. Chelsea have had 7 shots, but only 3 on target, whereas Barca have had 3 shots, 1 on target. And yeah, there's not much difference between both teams. There's not much difference between both teams, but of course that red card is now going to make a huge difference to the lineup. It's going to make a huge difference to Chelsea going forward. They're going to actually have a really good time. Niche, welcome. How you doing, mate? Hope you're doing well. Hope you recovered from yesterday's loss. I still haven't. I must admit, I feel like I'm hungover. I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I'm lost. I feel like I've lost my mojo. I feel like I was looking forward to this week of football. I had all this planned. I watch along the Champions League, and I thought we would hopefully be in the Champions League spots, and then we can watch the Champions League with the thought in the back of our head that United could be qualifying for the Champions League, but it's all gone out the window. It's all gone out the window, hasn't it? It's all gone out the window. I thought I'd feel differently. I thought I'd wake up this morning and look at it in a completely different way. And I thought, do you know what? We'll have a good time. But I think most United fans tonight, I do not blame them. I think many of just are staying away from football, and even I felt like that. Even I felt like I don't want to do the watch along today, but I planned it already. So I thought, look, I'm going to do it. I'm going to have to face up to the public as a United fan. I'm going to have to go out there and face it, because what can I say? What can I say? You can't hide away, and it's not our fault, is it? As fans, we're suffering as a result of what's going on the pitch and off the pitch. But you said it was a great stream yesterday. I was flabbergasted how bad we were. It just solidifies in my mind that Amrin has to go. Niche, do you know what? I'm gonna agree with you. I like Amrin. I'll tell you what my thought process is behind it. I like Amrin. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like an honest, truthful guy. Someone who, you'd get along with. But is he a good manager? And let's face it. Let's look at his stats. Let's forget if someone blanks out the names of the managers and gives you the last 3 United managers and their win rates and the games they've played, the amount of games, say the first 30 games, I'm telling you, I think Ruben Amorim's got the worst one. I'm gonna search for this because I'm just doing a search here. He does have the worst record. Let's see. It doesn't even flip and bring up. Oh no, here it is. Last 3 seasons, Man United permanent manager. Ruben Amorim, Eric Ten Hag. No. Actually, I know what to do. I'm just gonna. Let's see what comes up, because I was reading this just before, I think about this afternoon. I don't know why. I was just reading it and I was thinking, oh, let me see. Okay, so yeah, so the win rate is 54% for Solskjaer, 54% for Ten Hag, and 36% for Ruben Amorim. And yet we were complaining about Ten Hag not being a serial winner. And we were like, oh, look, he's not won enough, and he's out. He needs to be out. Yet I don't understand what has changed from then and now. And the only thing I can put it down to is the fact that Ruben Amorim just has better English. He speaks slightly better than Ten Hag. And I think Ten Hag's personality was a little bit cold, whereas Ruben Amorim is a lot more warmer. He knows how to speak with the press and the media, and he comes across as a very lovely fella. And it's a bit like me telling you right now, like, oh, I think he's a really nice guy. I think Ruben Amorim is a nice guy, and I like the guy, but I don't bloody know him. I don't know him, but because what I see in the media, because what I see in his press conferences, I end up thinking, oh, I like the guy. I like Ruben Amorim. And I think that's what a lot of other people do. They look at Ruben Amorim and think, actually, he's a nice fella. Do we want him to get the sack? No. Is his record terrible? Yes. So what do we want? And then you kind of ignore the elephant in the room. And the elephant in the room is that he's not good enough. Yes, I accept that the players are not good enough either, or some of them are not good enough. But I always come back to the same thing. When I judge a manager, I look at the manager and think, were United a better team than Everton yesterday on paper? Have they got better players in each and every position? And you'd argue, yes. Before the game started, by the way, this is not midway or something. Then you'd argue that with 10 men of Everton, are United better? And that's a nonsensical question, because you obviously have to go with the 11 men. If someone says to you, do you want to play with 11 or 10 men? Of course, you'd say, I want to play with the 11. Yeah, I don't want to play with 10. You've got a better chance of winning. But yet, even under those circumstances, we didn't win. We didn't even lay a finger on Everton. I'm still seething over that fact. I'm still kind of trying to work out how we still didn't cause any problems to this Everton team, despite having a numerical advantage over them for a good 70 minutes, man. We had 70 minutes of play left in the game, and we couldn't even create any clear-cut chances, and we couldn't put them under pressure. Absolute madness. We should have stuck with Ralf Rangnick. Bayern wanted him, and he's doing amazing things with Austria. I'm going to be honest with you, he was my favourite manager out of the lot. And you know what? I didn't have the channel at the time, but for me, Rangnick was the best manager. He was the best manager, and he was highly disrespected by United because he ended up saying things that were true. And I think, look, the problem with it is that even on this channel, do you know when you say something that's like true but not ideal for and not positive for the rest of the crowd to hear, you get a lot of negative feedback. A lot of people, a lot of fans end up criticizing you. They end up telling you that you're talking shit. You're not good, or you're not a United fan, and you're not being positive enough, and things like that. But that's just really strange to me, because I just think, well, no, either you face facts and you look at the current win rate and you say, this is it, why can no one speak out aloud about Ruben Amorim's win rate? Why can't nobody say that this isn't right? Anyway, second half has started, by the way, guys. So let me just click on that and then we'll carry on this discussion. So yeah, that for me, Niche, that is the biggest problem. I just think no one wants to have that discussion. I know you're quite open. I know you kind of say things as they are. You know, the sky is blue. You know, grass is green. But there's lots of people in the modern era now who don't want to call out the fact that the grass is green or the sky is blue, and they start questioning you about why would you say such a thing, and you're like, well, that's his win rate. Look at his win rate. Look at Ruben Amorim at 36%. I mean, it's something ridiculous. I need to even go further. I need to. Ruben Amorim's win rate is significantly lower than both Ten Hag and Solskjaer. Yeah, so that's despite inheriting a club that, while underperforming, was not bottom of the league, and despite a major investment in new players. So this is from a pure win rate perspective. So if we're looking at just win rate, yeah, Ruben Amorim's performing far below Erik Ten Hag and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If he continues on this current trajectory, this would mark one of the worst spells for Man United as a Man United manager in decades. If he carries on doing what he's doing, it is insane, isn't it? It's insane. That is crazy, man. That is crazy. I'm just looking at the stats here of everything, but man, this is insane, man. Niche, you know what? This is crazy. If Glenios, oh my god, that's such a good line, man. Glenios. Why didn't I think of that? That is brilliant. Glenios. That is my new favourite line. I've always said, look, Ineos are just like the Glazers. You know, they're just, Jim Ratcliffe is like he's another Glazer, just with an English accent. But that is brilliant. Glenios, that's my new favourite line, Glenios. It's Glenios that need to sell. I can only pray that Bezos wants to buy us and call the new stadium the Amazon. I don't think any businessman will want to touch us with a barge pole right now. This is starting 11 is absolutely the worst in history, in entire history. Yeah, the starting 11 it's awful. There's not even one player I look at and think, wow, I love him to bits. Of course, look, I'm taking out players like Mbumo. I'm taking out players like De Ligt. I'll take Mbumo, Mazraoui, De Ligt out of that. Okay, the rest on the team sheet yesterday, everyone who started, included Ahmad, Lenny Yoro as well. I'm going to throw him in the same category because he needs to be performing better. I'm looking at Barcelona with young centre-backs. I'm looking at Real Madrid with young centre-backs. I'm looking at other European clubs who've got young centre-backs playing for them, and they look comfortable on the ball. They look very good defensively. So why are we going to allow Euro to get away with it? Yes, he doesn't need to perform in every game to the best of his abilities, but he still has to perform to a decent standard. But yeah, Ruben Amorim this is his win rate. Okay, so he's played 54 games, out of which he's had 19 losses, 14 draws and 21 wins. That is ridiculous. Now in the Premier League, he's played 38 games, by the way, 38 games, and he's lost 14 of... No, actually, another breakdown is 26 Premier League games, 14 losses, 6 wins, and 6 draws. That is madness, guys. That is madness. I cannot believe that we can sit here and back this manager. And there is so many people still coming out, still giving me jip about how, do you know what, Ruben Amorim's still the man for the job. I believe it or not, that's what I'm getting. I'm still getting people coming out still saying that. Garnacho plays the ball in the middle. Oh my God, it's a goal for Chelsea. Assist for Garnacho. That was brilliant play from Garnacho. And oh, is it? No, it's got ruled out. What? It's offside for Garnacho. Oh my God, I thought that's a goal for Chelsea, making it 2-0 against Barcelona. I thought Andre Santos, with his first touch of the ball coming on in this half, has scored. But let me see, is it offside? Yeah, it's offside. Garnacho just offside, but that was brilliant play. He did Kunde over there, man. He left him sliding. Anyway, Nice says Gabriel and Saliba look amazing. Yeah, they look so solid. Look, this is my secret formula to having a top Premier League team. The very first thing you do is you go out there and you go and get two of the very best centre-backs that you can find. And when I mean two of the very best centre-backs, I mean you want two giants. You want two 6 foot plus centre-backs who are big, burly defenders. I know you might be thinking, what for? But for me, that works. That works in the Premier League. You need two very strong centre-backs who can handle themselves and they can't be shoved or pushed around. That's the first thing. Then you accompany them two centre-backs with two very good CDM players, two central defensive midfielders. Again, if ideally there should be big, strong midfielders. Again, two that can run fast but also handle themselves and knock people off the ball. Have that presence about them. Again, 6 foot tall would be good so they can get into the headers and stuff. So you've got 4 big giant of players there immediately. That's the spine for me of the club. That's the most important thing. If you get that, then you just have to add a few more touches. Obviously, bring a top goalkeeper. We've got Senny Lemons, who's half decent, although there was some criticism over him letting that goal in yesterday. I think he could have done a lot better. But that would be my go-to area first. Them 4 players or 5 players, if you can get them sorted and then you start adding players around them, but you've got the central core of that team, you can do really, really well in the Premier League. I don't care about any other league, but I'm talking right now just about the Premier League. And if you want to win the Premier League or do well in the Premier League, you've got to sort them positions out. Look at Arsenal. They're a prime example of a team that kept on losing games, were never actually winning things. They've never won a trophy like the Premier League. They've not come close to until, what did they do? What changes have they made? So what they did, they got in Saliba, they got in Gabriel, they got a top 2 centre-back pairing. Then they're still missing something in the midfield. What did they do? They went and signed Declan Rice, a top big burly midfielder who can run all day for you. Then they've gone and added that with Zubimendi. They've got a few other centre defensive players in there that can do a job for them all day long, and that is the difference. And I find United haven't got that. Yoro is a bust for me. Yeah, for now he is, man. Garner is playing so well at Chelsea. Do you know what? I'm impressed so far in this game. He looks like a completely different player. He looks like a different player to me right now. I've not seen much of him, I'm going to be honest. I've not been watching Chelsea, not been watching full Chelsea games. I've watched highlights and stuff, but obviously in highlights you don't really get to see one player and you can't keep your eye on him off the ball. But Garner has been really, really good this evening. He looks lively every time he gets a ball. He drives forward. Oh my God, what a goal. What a goal. Estavio, oh my God, that is a cracker. Absolute crazy goal, man. He's just took on a few of the Barcelona defenders and then just smashed it up into the net. And at first I thought, no way is that a goal, but that is sensational, guys. That is one of the best goals you'll see tonight. That is crazy. I can't wait for a replay of that. That is crazy goal, man. That is crazy. Crazy goal, guys. 2-0 to Chelsea. 2-0 to Chelsea. They're absolutely destroying. And this is it. This is when you say teams need to take advantage of the 10 men. That is brilliant. That is brilliant. Skillful. Boom. Takes it around two Barcelona defenders. Absolutely dribbles past him. Then it's Balde. He does Balde as well. And just shoots with his right foot. And bang. Keeper has no chance in saving that. Oh, wow. What a goal, man. What a goal. Chelsea are on fire, guys. Chelsea are on fire. That's it. It's all over. I think Chelsea won this game, and they deserve to win it. I'm not. I started off watching the game and I was like, I'm not wanting Chelsea to win. I want Barca to win. But hats off. I mean, Chelsea have played really well today. Anyway, coming back to Niche, we were talking about. It's almost as if someone has cursed this club. It's so toxic. It is toxic at the moment. I mean, the fans are bickering. No one gets on with each other. The fans hate each other. I mean, there's so many different groups of fans and fan channels or whatever you want to call it, and groups of factions of different fans. Some who are Ruben Amorim out, some are Ruben Amorim in, and some are like Bruno Fernandes out, and some are like, Zertsky in and things like that. But for me, I just feel like they're all have got their secret agendas, and no one's really been honest with everybody and the United fans. And to be honest with you, that's partly because United fans don't want the honesty. Some fans have got their head right in the sand and don't want to, in any way, face up to the facts that United are being ran by a complete joke of owners, and it's a complete circus there. And I was just chatting about how Scholes and Nicky Butt were talking about how they've got no link to Man United, and how they don't get invited to any events. They can't get any tickets and stuff. And these are ex-Man United legends, man, and even they can't get into the club, which is ridiculous. You say it's exactly, you want a Thiago Silva and a VVD. Yeah, man, that's it. If you go back to the great Chelsea sides, I was looking at Chelsea just before, and I was thinking, they had some crazy games against Barcelona, and at that time they had John Terry and Carvalho, and they had some very good centre backs. And the same thing, when you need a Thiago Silva, you need VVD, you need them kind of centre backs to start really cooking. And let's be honest, we haven't got that. Yes, look, De Ligt could get there in a couple of years, but right now he's not that centre back. Do we have that in Leacher? I'm going to be controversial. I don't think we have. Leacher is a good defender, but let's be honest, against the very best strikers and the big strikers in the Premier League, and the Premier League is a very physical game, you're going to get absolutely shoved around, and I don't think Leach is up to that. I don't think he's up to that. And so for me personally, I would still like United to go out there and sign two out and out top centre backs, which we haven't done for a long time. And until we don't do that, we're not going to be able to succeed. Delap is coming on as a sub now, and Garnacho is coming off. So Garnacho's had a very good game, but Delap's coming on. I think he's just going to stretch the game a little bit more. Garnacho doesn't look too pleased for coming off, but that's it. That's interesting. And then we've got that's your foundation. We just need to copy the current Arsenal team and tactics. This is what I mean. Chelsea and Arsenal are so exciting to watch. We used to be an exciting team in the 1958. The 1958 need to get out and protest. Enough is enough. Leacher isn't good enough. Simple. The 1958, coming back to them, do you know what happened earlier this season? The 1958 lot made an announcement that they're going to protest, and no one agreed with it. Everyone, all the fans, or most of them, just simply said, "Oh no, we don't want to protest, and we just want to, we're happy with Ineos, and we're happy with the current state of affairs, and there's no need to protest right now, and let's get behind the team, and let's get behind the manager and stuff, and get on." and to some degree, I look at it and think, well, I think they've got a point, but the biggest problem, like you said, Nish, is Glinios. It is Glinios. In everything, I can't look forward. I can't look forward and can't look forward to the manager. I can't fully back the club until I know that we've got new owners. And right now, I look at it and think, the owners just turn me off from everything. Everything that's going on at the club, I blame the owners. I look at the owners and think it's down to them. They're to blame for everything. The culture of the club, the way in which the players can carry themselves and get away with playing this rubbish football, and then the manager comes in, a new manager, and he's allowed to play this kind of football. And why for me, the question is, why would you give a new manager 3 years? A three blanket slate of 3 years and say, oh, you've got 3 years to do whatever. You know, you can screw things up and you've got 3 years to do that in. Why? Which job would you go into where they just simply give you the freedom to screw things up? Or you've got 3 years into kind of messing about and trying to fix things. But what guarantee do you have that things are going to be fixed after 3 years? You haven't got any guarantee. It's absolutely crazy that we're giving him this blank slate and saying, yeah, you're allowed to go in there and do whatever you like and screw things up. Lewandowski is coming off, and so is Ferran Lopez. So we have Ferran Lopez is coming off, yeah. And then I think Rafinha is stripped off and he's coming on, and Christensen is coming on. Yeah, Rafinha and Christensen have come on for Barca. I think they're just trying to put some fresh legs on and keep the score at 2-0 and not embarrass themselves. Tomorrow I am going to be doing a watch-along as well. We're going to be doing the Arsenal Bayern Munich watch-along. And this is what we've come to, Nish. We've come to watching Chelsea and Arsenal's play in the Champions League and watch them and like wish we were here. It's and you know what I was just saying before, which is there was some fans coming out saying, oh, you know, the team didn't really look up for it, they looked tired. And how can they be tired? We're not even playing in Champions League football. We're playing once a week. And do you know what Ruben Amorim came out with in the post-match press conference didn't fill me with any confidence when he came out and he started talking about how, you know, he's worried about the players falling back into the same old ways. And I was thinking, how can you say that? You're the manager. Surely you should have control over what they're doing and what they're thinking and how they're playing. But I think there's lots and lots of issues, because if you look back at yesterday's game, the other thing I wanted to discuss wasn't it weird that throughout the entire game, we didn't attack. We didn't even risk anything. We didn't go for like all out break to get it. Of course we had Senny Lemon's goal up in the last seconds of the game, but before that we didn't do anything. We still kept our shape. We didn't throw many men forward, which was really odd. Because if it was me, I would have done that immediately in the second half. Because you've got that numerical advantage. So you basically tell Zertsky, or you tell whoever is playing forward for you, like Mbumo, to just literally sit in the penalty area. Do not move. Goalie hang, essentially, like the olden days. You call it goalie hang. Just go and stand in the penalty area. And what they'd have to do, what Everton would have to then do, is mark him. They'd have to be there. So what that naturally would have done is pushed Everton all the way back, and they would have to cope with that. And then we would have been all over them, but we weren't. Apart from about 10 minutes in the second half where we looked like, right, okay, we're attacking, but we didn't change our formation. We didn't let. For me personally, I would have taken off a centre back. If that was the case, I would have taken off a centre back and put on somebody else, like someone who could get us a goal, someone who. And then we were all asking for Ruben Amorim to move Bruno Fernandes further up the pitch, but he never did that either. He didn't move Bruno Fernandes up the pitch, and he never instructed any of the centre backs to go up either. So we were still playing with 3 centre backs throughout the entire game, all the way to the end. There was no shift in formation, which is, for me, absolute madness. Absolute madness. Niche says, it's like you said, Ricky Butt, etc. can't get tickets. It's madness. I want them around the club as much as possible. They are legends. Amrin should have just put 7 attacking players on against 10 men. Yep. This is it. This is why I look at Ruben Amrin and think his decision making is poor. I've said it many times. Every time I'm watching United, I always feel like he takes off the wrong players. And I feel like his instructions are pretty shit. Because if any manager would have said, right, half-time, you've come in, you shouldn't have conceded a goal, but look, we've conceded that goal. You're going to go out in the second half and you're going to absolutely blitz them. You've got the extra man, and I want whoever that extra man is to just literally sit there, and I want to risk it. So what you do is, you put on more attacking players. You put on every single attacking player that you've got available to make sure you go and score against the 10 man. You pin Everton in, they're not going to be able to do anything. They're not set up to come and attack us, but they were so confident in seeing that United were sticking to their formation that they were like, wait up, they're not attacking us anymore. Their centre-backs are still sitting back. No one's coming up. So they had the freedom of still counter-attacking us or attacking us. What's ridiculous is that Everton had 2 flanks of 4 sitting back in their own penalty area, yet United they still had their 3 centre-backs, Shaw, De Ligt and Yoro, standing on the halfway line, which to me made absolutely no sense. Throw one of your centre-backs forward, or throw 2 of them forward and just keep one of them back, because you've got absolutely no danger of being countered, because the Everton only had Barry there. And with Barry, what you do is you just simply man mark him. You stick to him like glue, and that's it. They're not going to do anything. No goals will be scored. It just complete. We got embarrassed. We got embarrassed. There's a screenshot of us having 6 players behind the ball when attacking 10 men. Mental. Yeah, I've not seen that screenshot, but yeah, there was so many times I was looking at the pitch thinking, why have we got so many men behind the ball? What are we afraid of? What are we afraid of? We're the ones with the 11 men, and there's no one in our half. There's nobody in our half attacking for Everton. Absolutely crazy, man. Crazy. He schooled Ahmad and drew the foul out of him. Yeah, look, do you know what? We got shafted. We got shafted all over the pitch. All over the pitch, we got done over. And there's no excuses. And I'm not prepared to make excuses. Do you get it? I'm not going to look at the positive side of things. I'm not going to look at things and say, oh, do you know what? Things can get better and things will improve. For me, we've got to accept what we're in right now, and we've got to not be happy with it. We can't all start saying that this is acceptable. I'm not saying, right, sack Ruben Amrin today, and I'm not saying get rid of all the squad right now. But what I'm saying is that you do not drop your standards. You've got principles, you stick with them, and you call them out and you say, no, this isn't good enough. This isn't good enough. And I'm not happy with the ownership. I'm not happy with Ineos. I'm not happy with the manager, and I'm not happy with the players. These things all need to change, and it starts from the very top. So you look at the Glazers and you think, you guys need to piss off. You need to get out of here. We've had enough of you, and you've not done jack shit for the club. You've not put any money into the club. You've just pissed us about. You've screwed over the club. You've completely destroyed every little ounce of credit that we had in the bank. You've completely destroyed our heritage. Everything that happened under the Fergie eras, you've completely thrown that away. And now we are playing catch up because you guys haven't put your money where your mouth is. And then we've got Ineos who've come in, and they're exactly the same. They don't want to spend any money on United. They're going to be looking for loans and investments from other parties to be put into United so they can build the stadium, and then they can start milking United for everything that they can get their hands on, because the stadium will generate more income, and that's what they're after. That's what Ineos are looking at this as. They're looking at it as a business. They're not looking at it as a club. And the reason why I can confidently say that is because look at the moves Ineos have made since they've been here. They've got rid of the Legends charity at the club, so no ex-footballers can be paid some kind of money to keep them going. These are ex-legends of United. I mean, I'm talking many years ago, who are now retired and obviously didn't make a lot of money. And even the ex-footballers and things like that, they got rid of the little things, like they got rid of the staff around Old Trafford and Carrington, the staff that had been there for 20 plus years. They got rid of little things like lunches and little facilities like that. Who does that? Who does that? These should be warning signs for us. Ineos are only there to look at the bottom figure. They're there to make money, or they wouldn't be doing this. If they really cared about the club, they would have said, well, look, no, why would we do that to our legends? Why would we do that to our staff? Why would we do that to our players and take lunches away and things like that? This is why you have to wake up and realise that Ineos have only got one interest in mind, and that is to flipping milk the club. They are the Glazers with an English accent. Like I said, Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe is a bloody snake. He's a snake, guys. And the quicker we realise, the better it is for us, because I think we kind of get into this, we fall into this false sense of security when the moment he talks and he's like, yeah, well, it's a long project, and we've got 3 years to go, and things don't happen overnight, and it takes time, and we've got the right people in, and we're gonna slowly get back to where we were, and the hope is in the next 4 or 5 years we do that. That's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. It doesn't take. Why do other clubs do that? How come other clubs around Europe, the big clubs, they go through a bad period, next season they're back on it again, and there's no acceptance? We're watching Barcelona now. Hansi Flick, with this result now, I'm looking at it thinking it's 2-0 to Chelsea. Hansi Flick's not having a good season. I can see him getting the sack end of the season. He'll get the sack. It's unacceptable. Even if he goes and wins the La Liga or something, he'll still get the sack. That's the difference between clubs like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. They will sack their managers. And look at Liverpool. Look at Liverpool. The guy literally won the Premier League last season. He's had a few games now where he struggled, and well, you know what? They're talking about sacking him. They want him out. They want him out. And yet we're sat here with the worst win rate ever in the modern era for Man United managers, and yet we're still saying, yeah, we'll give him another 3 years for this. We'll give him another 3 years. Absolute crazy business, guys. I'm saying sack Amrin. We can do it for 4 million in the Premier League. His system relies in world-class wing-backs, Hakimi, etc. We're never going to get players like that. You're right. It's purely about money. We're planning a barbecue, for fuck's sake. Yeah, exactly. It's just it's embarrassing. Champers, Flick will be sacked. You're right. Slot getting axed soon. Exactly. Sir Jim is in love with Amrin. Yeah, I think the problem we've got is we've got Sir Jim, we've got Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox, who've all sat down and they've decided to bring in Ruben Amrin. The one person that disagreed with that was Dan Ashworth, the sporting director. He disagreed with bringing in Ruben Amrin. He didn't like it. He didn't like the whole thing. I think Chelsea could be 3-0 up here, guys. Delap has put the ball in the net. There's a VAR check going on, whether he was offside or not, but he looked like he was onside. So it's probably 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 to Chelsea, guys. Absolutely destroying Barca, guys. Absolutely destroying them. They would be. This is a team taking advantage of the 10 men and the 11 men that they've got. This is how you do it, Man United. I hope the United players are watching this. I hope they're bloody sat down watching this, because this is what teams do when they get the advantage of having an extra man. this is what they do. Absolutely embarrassing, guys. Absolutely embarrassing. The more I'm watching at this now, I'm thinking they're making Barcelona look like a joke. But that's what you do. That's what you do. You're saying Sir Jim is in love with him. See, this is exactly what we should be done against Everton. Yep, exactly. Amrin said in the presser that he was to walk the players through what went wrong. How many times is he going to say that? How many times is Amrin going to say that? Oh yeah, I'm going to go through with what happened and stuff. He's not good enough. He's simply not good enough as a manager. He's not good enough. Now, coming to what I was discussing about Dan Ashworth, he was the only one who objected to it. Hence why he got forced out shortly after, because he was still not happy with the direction the club was going under with Ineos. He wasn't happy, and they didn't see eye to eye. And I think he fell out with Jim Ratcliffe because he objected to Jim Ratcliffe with his plans. He said, well, look, there's things that I'm not happy with. Whereas Omar Brada and Wilcox toured the line and they've stayed in, and Dan Ashworth, literally about a few months after coming in, was sacked, and they got rid of him, and they had to pay him out, and they got rid of him. So yeah, you're right. I don't think they're going to get rid of Ruben Amorim because they all like him. They've all bought him in. He's their man. He is their man, and they will carry on with him until there's absolutely no other alternative but to sack him. And I don't think they're going to be doing that anytime soon, because they don't want to face the facts. They don't want to face the facts. They don't want to face the criticism from the fans, from the media. And Ineos were meant to be the revolutionaries, the ones who were going to come in and change everything, and they've not done that. They've not done that, and they don't want to have the fans on their backs as well. Because right now, let's be honest, there's lots of fans who are like kind of giving a wide berth to Ineos and Jim Ratcliffe. They're not on his back. They're not on Ineos's back. And they're like, oh yeah, they're much better than Glazers. They're much better than Glazers. But I'm not impressed with him. They've not cleared our debt. They've not brought in world-class players. They've not put their money where their mouth is. They've made a few signings, but you wouldn't say that the world-class players that have come in. Yes, Mbumo's good. Yes, Kuhn is good. But you know what I mean. If we were really serious, we would have gone and signed one or two midfielders. We would have gone and signed another backup striker. We'd have signed a lot more players than we did. When the summer transfer window kicked off, I said we needed at least 7 new players, 7 very good players to come in to start this season and be comfortable. But we didn't do that. We bought 3 and 3 or 4, but even they weren't good enough. Sesko he wasn't the finished article. We knew when we signed him. It's like flipping signing somebody knowing full well that he's not going to come in and start scoring goals immediately. I like Dan Ashworth. Sir Jim just wants yes men. Yeah, exactly, man. He just wants yes men. Sir Jim is used to that. It looks like a 4th goal coming for Chelsea here, guys. Is it? Oh, save there. Enzo took the shot. It looked like 4 goals. Seriously, man. It's going to come. It's coming, though. 4th goal is coming. Chelsea are just flying. They are flying. They are absolutely pressing Barca non-stop. And they're not letting them get out of their own area. This is insane. It's insane the way they're pressing right now. They're all up for it, and they're all celebrating every single tackle. And we're in the 80th minute or something, and it's crazy. That could have been a 4th goal quite easy. Yeah. So yeah, coming back to United's whole current form, guys. Oh. I mean, I can go on, but what can I say, man? What can I say? United just look like a team lost. They look like a team that's lost right now. Don't know what to make of them. And yeah, so I'm looking at Barca now, and you can like I said, like you said, Nish, he's going to get the sack. He's going to get the sack. Not that because he's not done well, but he's not done as good as what Barcelona expect their team to be performing like. We've seen it many years. I mean, I've questioned it when they've got rid of Pep and they've got rid of Enrique, and they go through managers ruthlessly. They don't care what they've done in the past, if they've not performing and they've not got the trophies that they're expected to win in that season, they're out. And next person comes in. The same thing with Real Madrid. We're talking already that Alonso's going to get the sack. Already we're talking about Alonso getting the sack from Real Madrid. Apparently there's rumours going around that, you know, he's going to get the sack, and if he does get the sack, they've already lined up a new manager, and I think there's talk about Zidane coming back. I'm not quite sure about that, but this is it. This is how crazy clubs are. This is what actual clubs that have standards, this is what they do. They care about Barca with a chance. No, it's cleared. So they care. They've got standards. We haven't got any standards anymore as a club. We don't care. We don't care whether we're winning or losing, or we can't win against Everton at home. You know, the fallout isn't huge. It's like, well, yeah, we lost, and you know, we know what's coming. We know what's coming. Ruben Amorim comes out, gives his press conference, tells us things that aren't good, and yeah, he's going to look into it, and then the players are going to come out. You know, we're going to see Bruno Fernandes and all the rest. They're going to lay low for a little while, maybe a couple of days, and then come the weekend, they're going to start putting social media messages out about, come on United, let's go, and we're playing today against Crystal Palace, and that's a load of rubbish as well, because we're gonna probably get battered by Crystal Palace if we play like we did, and I can't see any improvement on what we saw. I cannot see. We're playing away from home against Crystal Palace. It's going to be very, very difficult. You said, Nish says, imagine if we had won the cup and qualified for Europe, we'd be getting smashed every game. Yeah, I mean, we can barely keep up with one game a week. One game a week, man. It just, I'm dumbfounded about how the players can claim that they're tired and that they're not up for it and that they can't come out aggressive. I'm watching Chelsea play today, and I'm seeing how aggressive they are, how they're flying in with tackles, they're sliding in. And I said it in this morning's or this afternoon's show in my video, and I said, I don't see any United player who's aggressive. They all play like a bunch of pussies. They all play like they're out ballet dancing or something. Do you get what I mean? They're all like, oh, let's just kind of have our little pass about, and we're not going to go in with any tackle, or we're not going to play aggressive football because that's not us. And then at the end of the game, we'll go and shake everyone's hands and say how unlucky we were, and then we'll give our press conferences. How many times have we seen this time and time again, where we hear from the Man United players at the post-match press conferences, and they're like, yeah, we were terrible. Why were we terrible? Why were you terrible? You're getting paid, aren't you? You're getting paid, aren't you? You get paid every week. Where are the stats, guys? Where are the stats for the amount of running and tackles that these players made? Aggressive tackles. Why are we allowing our players to get away with this? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying as fans, we cannot allow that. We cannot allow these guys to simply get away with playing this type of football. The more we allow it, the more they'll take the piss. The more we allow it, the more Ineos will just sit there and say, yeah, we're not going to get rid of Ruben Amorim. It's going to cost us millions of pounds. Yeah, 4 million as Niche, you put it, 4 million. And then they're going to be like, yeah, we don't want that. We don't want that. We'll just hold on to him. That's what it's all about. Yeah, top clubs don't accept mediocrity. We are again all... we go again on all that bullshit. Yep, that's exactly what they do. If I won the lottery, I'd pay Amorim to leave and expose all of the problems at the club. Menu came on and didn't even try. Yeah, why would he though? I think he's given up. Do you know, the worst thing about this United club at the moment is that even when we bring in good players, decent players who do want to play and do want to give it their all, like the Mazraouis, like the Kunas, like the Mbumos that we've got, and De Ligt, namely them players, right? They come in and then they look around and see the other players who are meant to be the leaders, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Ahmad's, Luke Shaw, Maguire's, and you look at them and think they don't care. They're not playing. They're not playing aggressive football. They don't really care about being involved. So why should we care? Why should we care about playing for this club if they don't care? If they're the leaders, and I think Menu is giving up because he's thinking, well, wait up, it's not my fault. I've not been playing. You've not allowed me to play. You're bringing me on now when the shit's hit the fan, and. So, yeah, they've just given up. They just give up. They just all fall into bad habits. That's what it is. They all fall into bad habits because they look at the next player and they see he's not working. So they think, yeah, why should I work hard? And Nish says, Menu came on and didn't even try. If I was Menu, I'd be demanding the ball, driving forward against 10 men and having shots at will. He didn't need to do any defending against 10 men. He had 3 centre-backs behind him. Yeah, look, for me, the bench is crap. The bench is rubbish. I mean, I looked over at the bench yesterday and I was like, right, okay, have we got any options? And we didn't. It was just shit. We've got a shit bench. I mean, look over at Chelsea's bench. Look over at Barca's bench. Look at any top team, and they've got game changers who are sat on the bench. And we can't keep game changers at the club. That's the problem. We can't keep our players happy. And we can't keep game changers because they want to leave. We've got literally the only 2 decent players, or arguably on paper, the 2 decent players that we've got are Zertsky and Menu, right? And they want to leave. They want to leave in January. So now imagine our bench without Zertsky and without Menu. It's crazy, but this is it. My worry, Niche, is that, I keep saying it, and I've done a video on it as well, and I did a live stream on it, which is the Ofcon. We're going to lose Ahmad, Mbumo, Mazraoui. We're going to lose them 3. What makes us think that without them 3, we'll be fine? And yet, Ruben Amorim is talking rubbish about bringing academy players and putting them on the bench. Like, what? What is this all about? We're Man United. We're Man United. We're not some shitty club who've got no money, or we are a shitty club and we haven't got any money. But what I'm saying is, we're a huge club, and we should not allow, as a fan base, we should not allow our club to have no players on the bench, no good, decent players. It's just crazy to think about the fact that we've got no decent players in the entire club left now. Yeah, we're playing R11, and even them with the shit. Casemiro, let's be honest, he's had a decent start to the season, but he's not world class. I don't care what anyone says to me. He had a half decent game yesterday, but he's not world class. Bruno Fernandes, we make him look, or we treat him like he's some world class player, right? But he's not. Let's face it, he is not. And the only reason why he looks good with Portugal is because he's surrounded by world class players. That's the only difference. So they make him look good, and he's got the time to pull off the long passes, or go forward and play forward and score some goals for him. We don't have the liberty to do that at United, because let's be honest, the people around him are completely shit, and Bruno Fernandes is completely shit, and we need a leader, and we haven't got that one in Bruno Fernandes. He's absolutely terrible at being the club captain. Terrible. Anyone else? I remember watching, I can't remember who it was. I think it was David Beckham or something. It was David Beckham. I remember watching an interview with him, and he said, like, oh, look, we were losing, and Fergie had given him instructions on what to do, and Leverkusen game has ended, guys. Leverkusen have won against Man City. Crazy. Let me just check what the result was for Leverkusen. I think it's probably 1-0, but let's just double check Yeah, Leverkusen have won, guys. I can't see the score, but let me check on this here actually. Do, 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 do. Yeah, 2-0. 2-0 against Man City, man. Man City have gone into a little blip again. So, yeah, what I was saying is David Beckham, we've got about a minute or two left on this game, but David Beckham said something like they were losing and he ignored Fergie's instructions. He ignored the manager's instructions and he started doing something else. He went on the other side of the pitch, started attacking, started doing and got a goal or two. He got 2 goals in that match and they won the game. But he specifically said, I ignored the manager's instructions and he was pissed off at me at the end of the game, but we'd won the game, but he was still not happy. But this is what top players do. They take the decision making in their own hands on the pitch. And this is why I feel like Bruno Fernandes is not a good captain, because any captain would have said, right, I'm on the pitch, I'm going to dictate things here. You, from the defence, move up, go up and start pressuring these guys. I myself am going to move up and we're going to ignore what we're meant to be playing like in what formation, screw the bloody formation and let's go and get the win, because that's what it comes down to. No one talks about formations, everyone talks about the wins and the losses. That's what it is. So they should have won at any cost. And if it means playing out of formation, playing with flipping 20, everyone in attack, like Nish said, I think 7 players. Yeah, we should have just done whatever it took to go and get those goals. The academy players against Prem first. He had 3 centre backs behind him. Yeah, and then it's almost as if Sir Jim has a chip in Amrin's head and he's speaking through him. Yeah, what serious coach would say that about academy players? I want Bruno gone in January. Let's flog him to Saudi. Yeah, I don't know what. I would sell him. I said that yesterday. Actually, I said that yesterday. He doesn't suit the Premier League for me. He does not suit the Premier League. He is what you call a luxury player. He's a type of player that you have when you've got a really good team and then you can drop him into that team to just create some goals, right? That's what you do. But he should not be the cornerstone of this United team. We need solid players to build around. We need solid, strong players who can handle the Premier League. And until we don't get them, we will not win anything. We'll not win anything. So yeah, Bruno Fernandes for me this season, that's it. I've had enough. I've had enough of him. I've had enough, man. I think they need to take the captaincy off him anyway, and yeah, they need to then sell him. And if an offer comes in from Saudi, I would be really, really pissed if they don't take it now. And the same thing with Casemiro as well. I want him gone as well. Exactly, you're right. He should have dictated on the field. Screw Amrin. Yeah, I mean, look, in the end of it, anyway, game over, guys. Chelsea have won 3-0. It's been a brilliant performance by them. I'm really, really impressed with them. This is before the sending off of Araujo, right? Araujo just masked over this Barcelona's team performance. They always looked like they were going to lose. Chelsea always looked from the kickoff like a team that was on a mission, and I think it just kind of gave them the liberty to attack even further with the Chelsea being having that advantage of the 11 men. So, and that's it. This is what you would do. This is what you'd expect of United yesterday. And they were playing Everton. They weren't playing Barcelona. But then again, we made Everton look like Barcelona yesterday. Yeah, Estevio is crazy good. I mean, he is. Every time I watch him, I think, oh my God, this guy is going to be a sensation in the World Cup. He's going to be another top Brazilian off that conveyor belt, and he's gonna be absolutely crazy. I mean, if Ancelotti's watching this, he's gonna have him in that international team playing in every game. The camera's on him right now. For me, he's been the man of the match. He's been that good. His ball control, his dribbling, his shooting. He's a complete player, man. Complete player. He's there shaking hands with Rafinha now, but yeah, international teammates. But this kid's going to be crazy. He's going to, I mean, again, you talk about teams with young, talented players. Where are United's talented players? Where are United's young, talented players that we can look at and think, oh my God, this kid's going to be insane. He's going to be worth 100 mil plus in the next couple of years, right? It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. It just, we've got nothing to look forward to, man. We've got nothing to look forward to. The only thing that we have in the Premier League, and even the Premier League looks like it's going to, if we carry on this in this form, we're going to end up kind of mid-table, and that's it. The season's going to be over before we know it. Before we know it, we're not going to be fighting for anything, and we're not going to be fighting for the Champions League spots or anything, and I do not want that. I do not want that. And Nish says, we've got nothing. We'd be lucky to get 30 mil for Manu. Yeah. I mean, we've got rid of Rashford. We've got rid of Garnacho. We've got rid of Manu. I'm not saying that I was happy with their attitude at the club, but then I've heard Rashford and what he's said after leaving United, and what he said now he's at Barcelona, and he's taken direct hits at the ownership and how the club is not ran properly, how the structure is not there, how the players don't know whether they're coming or going. It's just all over the place, and it was all down to the way the club is being ran. That's what he said. But the problem with it is that the mainstream media don't want to focus on the Glazers, and they don't want to focus on Ineos because, let's be honest, they are in bed with them. They need the access to the club. Do you really think Sky Sports will get the interviews with Ruben Amorim and everybody else if they piss off Ineos or the Glazers? No, they won't. They'll get cut off. The same thing with all the other news agencies and the press and the journalists. If they piss off Ineos and they start doing hit pieces against the owners, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to get cut off. They're not going to be allowed access to the club and the players, and nobody wants that. So what they do is they ignore the fact that the club is being run like a bloody circus. That's what it is. Exactly. Rashford is completely correct. Nish says, this is why when players leave, they turn into Ballon d'Or winners. Yep. It's no coincidence. If it was just one player that's left United and has turned into a flipping sensation, you'd argue, okay, that's just a one-off blip, right? That's just a one-off player that's gone and improved. But this is not one-off. We've seen Scott McTominay, Anthony, Rasmus Højlund, Rashford, Garnacho. The list goes on and on and on. These players leave United and look absolutely sensational in other clubs. This is why we have to accept, we have to wake up, man. As a fan base, we have to wake up and realise something isn't right. And these players keep on telling us. They keep on telling us as best as they can. Because again, they don't want to come out and start firing shots, and then they get shot down by the fan base and everybody else about, oh, you're just being bitter and you're just shooting, because you're shooting from the hip, but because you don't like United, and then they've got billions of fans around the world who hate them. But look, Rashford has told us. Rashford's come out and told us. Same thing with Cristiano Ronaldo when he sat down and he said, look, the club is being ran into the ground. It's been ran in a bad way. Nothing's changed. And they still haven't really changed much. We're still sat here at Old Trafford. We're still having to watch this kind of football. Absolutely crazy. But anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for joining me on this watch along. It was therapy, wasn't it? It was therapy, but I'll be back tomorrow with another live show in the morning to discuss where we go from now. Where do we go? I mean, there's been lots of fallout today, but I'm going to discuss that tomorrow morning with you guys about what the fallout is. Where do we go from now? Do we want Ruben Amorim in? Do we want him out? And we'll talk about the players as well. But Nish, thank you very much for joining me, and everybody else, make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe. I'll be going live around about 11 in the morning, so I might do a longer stream tomorrow just so everyone can get involved and we can discuss in a bit more detail what happens, because I want to find out from fans whether they're hammering it in or out, because I know where I stand, and I want to hear from other fans. I want to hear if they're actually moving against Amrin as well, or do they still believe that Amrin's still the man in charge and the one who's going to turn things around? Because I'm going to be honest with you, I can't see it happening. I can't see that happening. I cannot see him changing things around. But anyway, guys, that's it for today's show. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you subscribe. You're watching the Man United Stream channel, a channel by the fans for the fans. Goodbye.